Alright guys, we're back with another challenge here. This one comes from Sage, and let's read what it says. It says, Sage is trying to make a tower defense game. In his game, he would like a tower that always has 3 minions. The minions need to protect the tower and never stray too far from it. Your cycle needs to spawn a rock that will tell the minions where to go. There should only ever be 1 rock at a time. Only allow the rock to spawn near the tower. Make a tower that spawns 3 minions. Use a rock to tell them where to go, and the units cannot get too far from the tower. Alright, so I'm not actually going to code all this stuff with you. I'm going to go over how I did it. So here is my tower. It spawns the 3 guys, and if I push 1, it spawns a rock. The push pads see the rock, and then they try to move to it. And I even added in a little bit of extra here. If the push pads bump into each other, they'll move away from each other until they get close to the rock. As you'll see, if I move too far away from the tower and I try to drop a rock, it won't drop. It'll just drop it and blow it up immediately, so it's too far away. So we'll see how close I can actually get it right there. The rock getting created actually doesn't depend on what type of ground is there. It depends upon how far away from that tower it is. I put the green ground down here like this, the darker green, so you could tell how far the rock could be put down on the ground. But as you can see, I can put a rock anywhere around these, and these push pads are going to try to move to the rock. And the tower is, there's only ever going to be 1 rock at a time. You'll see the guys bumping into each other and acting weird, and I made it do that because I wanted them to stand next to the rock and not actually just keep bumping into the rock just over and over and over. I just wanted them to stand next to it like they're protecting it, and I didn't want them to get in each other's way. I'm sure there's a better way to program it, but that's what I came up with for right now. So let me show you how I got my stuff to work. So we have several things here. Let's first we'll look at the cycle. The cycle's pretty simple. WASD moves the cycle. If you push 1, it creates a rock that and it's the creatable rock over there. And then if I left click with my mouse, it'll shoot. I just did that for this reason right here, so you can see that there is a push pad, and if I blow him up, it'll create a new one, and if I blow up the red one, it'll create a new one. So it just always, there's always 3 push pads. Okay. Alright, so the next thing here is the tower. Here's how the tower works. It just always colors it black. It doesn't have to have this. There's only 1 page of code for this one. It says if you don't see a push pad close by you, create a new one. And as you'll notice, it spawns the push pads in a certain direction. It'll spawn the blue one to the east, it'll spawn the red one to the north, and it'll spawn the green one to the west. So if it does not see a blue push pad, it'll spawn a blue push pad, and then it will no longer see it, or it will start seeing it, so it can't create another one. So that's how only one of them ever exists at a time. And then the close by thing, so if I was able to drag the push pad too far away from it, it would create another one, and then there would be 2 on the map. So that's maybe an issue you'd have to deal with later. But basically this tower creates 3 push pads of 3 different colors right from the start. Boom, 1, 2, 3, red, blue, green. Let's look at the rock. It's another thing. So here, when the rock initially spawns, when you initially create it, it colors itself white, and this is important here. This line is actually important. If it sees a castle if it does not see a castle close by, it destroys itself. So you can see that the ground does not actually matter. It'll destroy itself if it's too far away from the castle. So the So if we were able to put these castles down in other places, the rock would only be able to get so far away from the castle, so the ground does not matter. So it'll stay on this page for 0.25 seconds, a quarter of a second, and then it'll switch to page 2. And let's see what happens. Remember, on this page it's white. So on page 2 it turns itself black. So it goes from white to black, and then it says, if you don't see a castle close by, blow up yourself. So that's very similar to this one. But if you'll look at line 3, it says, if you see a white rock, destroy yourself. So the only time it's ever going to see a white rock is if this cycle tries to put down a new rock, right? Because initially when it puts it down, it's white. So if it sees a white rock, it's going to blow itself up. So that's how you can have only one white rock at a time. So what will happen here is, while I'm playing this, the rock gets put down and it starts off white and then it turns black. Now if this one here sees a white rock, it's going to get rid of itself. Boom, it gets rid of itself. And then it turns itself black, and then again, this rock, if it sees a white rock, it'll get rid of itself. So that's how it's moving itself across the map. It's constantly looking for a white rock. When it sees it, it's gone. It destroys itself, and then the new rock takes its place and moves the minions around the map. Okay. Final thing. This one is the more complicated of all of them. However, I think we can look at it and figure it out together. So page 1 says, if you do not see a rock, move to the castle. See the castle far away, move towards it. So this line 1 and 2, they work together. If you do not see a rock, but move towards the castle. And you see a castle far away, move towards it. So right here, the minions don't see a rock, so they're content to stand next to this castle. So if I put our new rock down over here, they're going to move towards the rock, and they'll be done. Now if I was able to destroy this rock, then this rock would go, these minions would not see it anymore, and they would go back to that castle. Maybe I should program that in right quick. Let's see, program. Let's do this. Let's do numbers 2. When I push the number 2, see the igneous rock, combat, boom, it. So if I push the number 2, it should get rid of the rock. Let's see if this works. Okay, so let's put this rock over here. My guys walk over to it, and if I push 2, let's see if it gets rid of it. Yep. And now the minions, they don't see the rock anymore, so they need to go right back to the castle, and they'll stand by the castle. So you can see that whenever I drop rocks down, they go for the rock. If there's no rock, they go back to the castle. Okay, so let's look at this next part. Line 3 says, if you see a rock, if you see this rock close by, go towards it. So good. Now, what happens whenever a Kodu walks towards something? Well, assuming that it's on the same plane as it, and it can actually, there's nothing in the way, eventually the Kodu's going to get to that thing and bump into it, right? So when you see the rock, move towards it. If you bump into it, move to page 2. Let's look at what page 2 says. Page 2 says, if you don't see a rock, go back to page 1. So basically, if the rock blows up, go back here and start the process all over again. Okay, so it bumps into the rock, it comes to page 2. It says, if you see a rock close by, move away from it. Why would we want to move away from it? Well, that's because we just bumped into it, and we don't want to stand right on top of it. So we move away from the rock for a quarter of a second, giving us a little gap away from it. And then it switches to page 3. On page 3, it says, stop moving. Stop moving. You're good. You found the rock, you moved away from it, and now stop. And on Line 1, it says if you don't see the rock anymore, basically if the rock gets destroyed, go back to page 1. Now, on line 3, it says if somebody bumps into the back of you, go to page 4. If one of his buddies bumps into him, go to page 4. Page 4 says move around the rock for 1 second and then go back to page 1. So basically just repeats the process over and over again to try and position itself correctly. Now there's still a page 12. So page 12 says if you bump into anything at all, go to page 12. Page 12 says if you see anything close to you, move around it and go back to page 1 after 1 second. So all this stuff is telling this push pad to do is when you see a rock, move towards it. When you hit the rock, move away from it for a quarter second, stop moving. If your buddy bumps into you, move away from him and go back to the rock and then stop again. And then if you're walking to the rock and you bump into like the castle like this, move away from the castle and then go back towards the rock. It sounds the concept is there. It's just how much time are you willing to put into thinking about it. So, one more time. When the rock gets created, the push pad moves towards it. Whenever he bumps into it, he moves away from it and stops moving. If somebody else bumps into him, if one of these other push pads bump into him, he's going to move away from them. Then he's going to look for his rock again, and he's going to move back towards it. When he bumps it, he's going to move away and stop moving. Now let's see this all in action one more time and see what it looks like again. Play. So, there's no rock. All the guys are there close enough to this tower that they're happy with themselves. So if I put down a rock, they're going to go, oh, the rock, I need to get over there. So then they go, they bump into it, good, I'm good. But then they're bumping into each other and they're saying, oh, I'm in the way, got to get out of the way. Now I got to find my rock, got to get out of the way, got to find my rock. Got to get out of the way, got to find my rock. There's my rock. Good. So after they touch the rock, they reposition themselves, and now they're waiting again for more orders. So if I give them more orders, okay, you're done protecting that area over there. I want you to move to this area. I put a new rock. I get rid of the old one. And then now they're moving towards the rock. They're trying to get back into position. Once they're all settled, they'll get into position. They'll stop moving again. And now they're protecting this rock here. Alright, so this was a little bit longer video with a little bit more technical stuff. However, I think that you guys are able to do this on your own. Everybody's going to make a different thing on their own. Yours may or may not look exactly like mine. I just want you guys to give it a try. This is something that you might use in your games later on. Alright, have a great day.